Hey everyone, it's Ferric, and in this video I wanted to talk about some of the recent Wizard101 drama, my thoughts on it, and KI's response. Now, this video is going to be very informal. I usually don't cover drama content on my channel, but this was really big news, and the outcome of it is something that a lot of people might find really nice, really helpful, and I'll go more in detail later. But basically, until the end of September, KingsIsle has enabled every single member benefit in Wizard101, and they've also enabled free membership for everyone in both Wizard101 and Pirate101. Now, we'll be referencing a lot of things in the video, so I will leave links to everything down below, but essentially, for those of you living under a rock, because this was actually major news, y'all probably know this already by now, the server broadcast messages that usually pop up in the middle of the screen and on the right side of the screen, those got hacked somehow. And I'll show you some examples of what some of those hacked server messages looked like. Now, I'm going to show you some of the PG ones because there are a lot of not very PG ones, and I don't want this video to get demonetized. I'll leave a link to everything in the description below, but I will have a warning to those screenshots. If you're someone that does not want to see inappropriate things, I guess, do not click on it. But those are all the messages, and you know, usually what these messages are is when the devs get on to do some dev beast moon thing with players, a message will sometimes pop up in game that says, you know, please join us, we're about to start playing beast moon. And then the one on the right side is usually when servers are about to go down for maintenance or something, that usually pops up. And then there's also a chat message in pink or something like that that also pops up. But when that happens, it usually happens game wide. Anyone in any realm, any area will get that message. But when this hack happened or whatever, it only happened in the Ambrose realm and in Area 2. And this all happened over the course of around an hour and a half. I think I have a screenshot of someone that actually, someone that actually recorded what time all the events happened. But yeah, this all happened over around an hour and a half. I was playing Decathlon when all this was happening. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And this was on Friday night, this past Friday. I think it was the 16th, and it started at I think 9-10 p.m. Eastern time, and then by the time the servers were finally shut down, it was 10:30 p.m. and they were down for a few hours, and then they came back this morning, which is now Tuesday the 20th at around 3 a.m. the servers went down, and the other response, the final response that KI had was this statement. I'm actually going to show it right now on screen. Basically, they tweeted out this past Friday, the broadcast system was inappropriately accessed for a brief amount of time. Our sincere apologies for the disruption to your gameplay. And this link goes to this forum message board post by Professor Falmea. This past Friday, the broadcast system Wizard101 was illegally accessed to post inappropriate messages in-game as if they were written by a KingsIsle employee. We sincerely apologize for the unacceptable statements making their way into the game and causing disruption of your gameplay. We take great care in ensuring Wizard101 is a family-friendly game and feel disheartened when someone finds a way to disrupt that experience. This incident was quickly identified and steps were immediately taken to halt the behavior. We turned off the broadcast system and have added additional security measures to ensure this won't happen again. At this time, we believe that an external party initiated the messages through a non-traditional method of accessing the broadcast system. No other systems were accessed. Considering the incident has soured your celebration of the birthday month, we want to close out September with a bang. From now on until the end of the month, we are enabling all member benefits and granting membership to all players. Both will be enabled for EU players as well. Thank you to everyone for your patience and support as we resolve this unfortunate incident. Now, yeah, so that was a statement they released, and even outside of KingsIsle's response, this got a lot of coverage. There was a PC Gamer article that was written on this. Disgruntled employee spams players a 14-year-old MMO with profanity-laden official notifications. Now, I will say this based on this statement, and just this is also my opinion as well. I don't think this was an employee just based on the messages. Obviously, no one knows for sure except KI themselves, and based on their statement, they're saying it's not an employee, and I am inclined to believe that. I just don't see how it could have been an employee, but that's just the story that a lot of people were running with for a while. And so yeah, I got coverage here, and then even Penguin Zero, you might know him as moistcritikal on Twitch, Charlie, he covers a lot of internet related drama, and he posted a video covering all this, and it got 1.6 million views, which is a lot of coverage for a game the size of Wizard101. So that was pretty much just a response from KI and everyone else. Now, as for my thoughts on everything, now on the actual hack, I will say this. I'm gonna be completely honest. I found it really funny and entertaining. Now, I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself. I don't condone what happened, but I also do find, like, I found the messages to be really funny. Like, I think both can exist at the same time. I don't know. What do y'all think? But that's just how I feel about it. But you know, at the same time, I'm also kind of concerned because there's no option to have two-factor authentication for your accounts in Wizard101. This is something that people have been asking me for a long time. Now, I don't know exactly how hard it is to implement that, but I feel like it shouldn't be that hard, you know, because they don't even have to make their own like two-factor authentication system. They can like Google has like a Google Authenticator system that a lot of other things use. Like I know Discord uses Google Authenticator to do it. I have like all my accounts on everything. I have my YouTube, my Twitch. I have everything. I have two-factor authentication enabled on pretty much everything that I have, and I don't see how it would be that difficult to implement something like that to Wizard101, you know? And they don't have to force it on everyone either. They can just have it as an option. I know a lot of people have been saying this. I'm just pretty much repeating what other people want as well. Just, it would be really nice to have two-factor authentication, but just like on top of that, just with a lot of the things that have happened recently, it's a little hard for me and a lot of people to really trust KI's security because first off, I think like last year, now this is not like confirmed or anything to be a data breach or anything, but 2 years ago, or last year, there were a few people whose accounts got hacked, quote unquote, and I don't know if it was like, I don't think it was a data breach because I feel like if it was, I feel like a company has to legally they have to you know, announce that they've had a data breach, and you know, was KingsIsle, they did not say that happened. So what might have happened there is, you know, someone somehow had the login, the username for people's accounts, and through that there's like basically if your password is similar to another password that you use for another account, if they had a data breach, it becomes pretty easy to get into your account. But again, like two-factor authentication would solve that as well, because even if you are using the same password for multiple things, which you shouldn't be doing that, that's just like a basic account security, you should have different passwords for different things. But even if you have like the same thing, like if you have two-factor authentication, you still need to have like, you know, a phone or something else where you have to like approve the login once it happens in order for someone to get in there. But Wizard101 does not have that. If you have your username, you have someone's account password, you can literally get into their account. So, but again, I don't know if it was a data breach that happened, but on top of that, this year they've gotten DDoS. The servers have gotten DDoSed twice. Now, it happened back in June. The servers went down, and even last month in August. And again, it happened during Decathlon as well. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later as well, because I do have my Decathlon badge on, and I have my Hands of Fate. And right here, just want a little flex. I got second place in this live Decathlon. I'm really happy about this, but I'll go more into that later. But yeah, so they've gotten DDoS twice this year. So it's like, you know, how is this happening this often, you know? And then, you know, lastly, this, like the in-game, again, I don't know how exactly it works. I don't work at KI, so, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't be allowed to say what the exact reasons are without approval. But you know, how did this get breached? And so, I mean, I guess like they kind of did talk about it. I mean, I guess I'll read this again. So they turned off they added additional securities. They initiated the message through a non-traditional method of accessing. Obviously, they can't go into detail. There's like a lot of legal reasons and also just security reasons why they can't go more in detail. But yeah, like it's just all these recent things. Just it has me concerned. I'm sure has a lot of other people concerned too. Like, can I trust KingsIsle with having access to, you know, some of my information? Like, I have a password saved in there. I have, you know, payment information there. Like, you know, can I continue to trust that? You know, and so far, like with all these things happening, it becomes harder and harder to trust them. But so those are my thoughts on the actual hack. But with KI's response, I guess like there's like three different things. So obviously there was the day of the breach, the night of the breach, which was last Friday. Now, first thing, like as soon as the messages happened, I was in a decathlon run, which can become super boring when you're there for like over an hour inside the tower. So obviously, as I said before, I thought it was, you know, really funny, but I was following along because I was in like a Discord server. I think it was like the Atmoplex, and I just, people were talking about it like crazy. And yeah, so I was in the middle of my decathlon credit, and then 5-minute warning, and basically, like, if the game goes down in that time, that credit is wasted. I can't get any more points with that credit if the game goes down. Now, this part is not really KingsIsle's fault. They had to take down the servers to address this. Like, you can't just leave this running. This happened on a Friday night, so, everyone's already gone home for the weekend, I'm assuming. And if they find out about this, and they have to address it as fast as possible. So it's not really their fault. And also, like, in general, like, you can't really refund the credit back to the person either, because then everyone whose credit got affected by it, they'd have to then first reset their points, whatever points they gain on that credit, and then give them the credit back. And it's just honestly a huge headache. I guess just don't get unlucky. I mean, it's a really hard situation to win in, so I won't really fault KI for that. But the one thing that I wasn't super happy about was what they ended up doing in that time where they were down for 3 hours was they disabled the in-game notifications thing. Now, the problem with this was that this morning, or I guess like at night, at like 3 a.m., the servers went down. Now, they did technically notify people beforehand, but not like, it was just a message on the launcher at 1 a.m., and this is in Eastern time. At 1 a.m., the launcher's thing got updated. It said the game would be down from 2 to 4 a.m. Central Time, which would be 3 to 5 a.m. Eastern Time. But if you were already in game, you didn't see that. They didn't tweet about it on the KI Alerts Twitter page, so no one knew about it. And because they disabled the in-game announcements thing, you couldn't even see in-game that the servers are going down. So unless you had logged in, after 1 a.m., you didn't see the messages. So again, I was in a decathlon credit, and then no in-game notifications, then randomly out of nowhere the servers just go down for maintenance. But then, like, when they went down for maintenance, they came back up immediately. So I don't know what exactly happened in the maintenance, but I wasn't really a fan of the second time it went around, because that's my second decathlon credit getting wasted. And this time I feel like, they could have at least tweeted about it or something, because if they tweeted about it, I have alerts enabled. I would have found out about that immediately. I wouldn't have started my run, but I literally went into my run, and then I opened up Discord as my run started, and then I see that, hey, there's this message on the launcher. I'm like, wait, what? I was already in game, so I couldn't have seen this. But yeah, it's just, I mean, again, an unfortunate situation, though I feel like that part could have been a little bit better. But as for their last thing, I feel like this kind of makes up for everything. It's obviously this right here, the free memberships, the free member benefits. I mean, I'll literally go over here. I think I showed it on screen already. I'm not sure, but if I go to, let me put on a mount here. And yeah, I did say this video is going to be informal. I'm just going to upload it as is. I'm not really going to go crazy with editing it. But every single member benefit is active. I can do free training point buyback. If I were to go to my garden, it would say double gardening. Everything's active. I already checked it out. Which is really, really nice. And then free memberships. Now, with the member benefits, I feel like those I already kind of wanted, because I feel like their birthday this year, the KingsIsle, the Wizard101 birthday, I feel like it was a little bit lackluster, because usually what they do is they have the member benefits running all the time. Like the entire month there is at least one member benefit running, and they didn't do that this year. They have the community spiral cup thing, but I mean, first off, that's an event that I think should have happened during the summer, because of the time investment that you need to do all that. Now people are starting school, they're getting back, people are going back to work, all that stuff. So but now that they've brought back every single member benefit until the end of September, I think that kind of makes up for that. And then also the free memberships, I think that's, I think it was a great response by them. Obviously, me as a player, I found the thing kind of funny, also concerning. Their response is obviously, they're obviously gonna have to say this, that it's a children MMO. It's a game marketed towards children. The messages are not PG at all. Like, a lot of people didn't ask for that, so obviously they have to say something like that. And I think overall their response to it was really good. And the free membership and everything, I think that was all great. But those are just my thoughts on everything that went down. Pretty important moment in KingsIsle, Wizard101, I guess also Pirate 101, although it all happened on Wiz. Pretty big moment in history. Those are just my thoughts. I would like to hear y'all's thoughts on it as well. And again, this video is super informal, but that's all I have to say on this. Hopefully I didn't really miss anything, but yeah. Anyways, I'll try to post more videos. I have some ideas but I don't really know what I want to do. So if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below what you want to see. What are your thoughts on this whole situation? I'd like to hear your thoughts as well. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, enable notifications, join the Discord server. Links for everything are down in the description below. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Much love. Stay safe out there wherever you are. Have fun. Enjoy the game. And as always, have a good evening.